So, while we have been playing Final Fantasy 16, the thing that made me buy Final Fantasy 16 a second time arrived. So for context, I had ordered the Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition. I ordered it straight from Square Enix. And I live in Alaska, so it's always questionable on whether I will get things in a reasonable amount of time. I normally don't. Final Fantasy 16 was available to play 2 days ago, and this box just got here like an hour ago. So, we're gonna go through this Final Fantasy 16 box. It's not quite as heavy as I expected, but that's fine. Got my jerry rig everything knife. Try not to cut anything on the way in here. Oh, interesting. The game is not in the box. The game was an extra thing on the bottom. Be gone with you. Just pre-order games from Best Buy and you'll get everything a day early. I don't know if Best Buy was selling the collector's editions. They still did midnight video game releases. They did a midnight video game release at GameStop for Tears of the Kingdom. All right, before we get in that big box, we'll get in here. What's this? The Realms of Valisthea wall banners. The banners are in this? What? They're so small. So this was a bonus. This wasn't part of the actual collector's edition, but it's the different kingdoms, and they're these teeny tiny, well, I wouldn't say teeny tiny, but they are miniaturized versions of the different realms banners. This one's a little bent, unfortunately. These are neat. They're made out of a very cheap feeling cloth, but I'm not surprised. Gilder's was like, what, do you already have Final Fantasy 16? Nah, that came in the deluxe box you got me. Yeah, I bought it twice because I'm a tool. So I think this is actually, well, very obviously is Clive's country. Rosaria, I believe is what it's called. And because there's the Phoenix right there. Is there summons on these other ones? There kind of is. I can't quite tell who that's supposed to be. Maybe Titan? There's not one on this one. These are super cool, though. Not sure, like, I would want to put these somewhere, but they're just small enough that if I, like, hung them up in the background, you probably wouldn't be able to see them very well. That background is pretty far behind me, so. Like, I could hang them, but I'm just not sure where I would hang them in a way that they would be displayed well. Did you wash your hands? No. Before handling these priceless accessories. I'm not even wearing gloves. What are those fluffy white gloves called? They're called, like, what is it called when you... What are the people that manage museums and, like, art studios and stuff? They have a specific name. Like, they have a specific title. I can't remember what it's called, though. It starts with a C, doesn't it? A curator, that's it. Good job. I'm not sure if they're called curator gloves or not, but that's what I'm going to call them. I'm not even wearing curator gloves. You know why? Because this ain't a museum. This is my house. Okay, I can't get these resealed, so they're just going to go over there. And then we have the game itself and the steel case. What is all of y'all's opinion on steel cases? I'm not big on them. Like, I don't care that much. This is kind of cool though, because there we go. As like you get the right angle, you can see the reflection of Final Fantasy 16 on it, and then it's got Clive's face and on the back. But like, I don't know. I'm never one that like looked at game cases. When I was really bored in the car after getting a new game, I'd read the back of the game case. Or back in the day when games had like actual stuff on the inside of the case, I'd like read the manual or whatever, right? But like, I don't know. It's just a container. I don't care that much for a container. Oh no. Your house is a museum. Debatable. The steel case was nice for me to pet it for a few seconds. I'll probably never see it again when I put it away. Yeah, I got Forspoken steel case sitting over here, and I'm like, yeah, okay. All right. And now, the main contents of the collector's edition itself. Let me in. Thank you. I guess it's nice if you keep cases for games. They are decorative, right? But if you want, like, trying to display a game case in a way that you can, like, appreciate it, it takes up a lot of space. Away with you. All right. So, oh, I was hiding. I had it sitting over there like this. I should have had it sitting over there like this. Like, why would I want to display that case when I could display this box? Like, look at that. It's got some Amano artwork going around the side. One of the oldest artists within the Final Fantasy genre does all of the logos and stuff. Like, seriously, I would display this well before I displayed a steel case. I don't know, maybe steel cases are just cheap, so that's why they add them. Because they're like, yeah, it's an easy way to be like, looky, special thing. All right. Oh, it's taped on the sides, too. Come on. All right. We get inside at the very top. It's just another box. Am I meant to grab onto this to pull this out? I am! That's so fucking smart! Oh, hang on. This is a box. You sit right there. Is this taped up too? Of course it is. Everything's taped up. Alright. Can I get inside now? Or do you have more tape? Mono is a genius of our time. My mom got one of his art books for Christmas. She didn't even know what Final Fantasy is. I think she saw it at Barnes & Noble and just guessed that I would like it. You don't even have to be a Final Fantasy fan to appreciate Amano's artwork. Bro is talented. Alright, so what do we got in here? Ah, we got goodies. Yeah. Yeah. Careful with the knife so I don't accidentally cut something that I don't want cut. So I believe this is the map of Valisthea that you get in the collector's edition. This would be another really cool thing. So, okay, here's what we do, okay? This is more work than I want to do, but here's what you do. So first I'm going to show you the map. It's also some pretty cheap material, but big surprise, right? So here's the map. Actually looks really fucking cool on camera. It looks pretty good in person too. You can tell it's pretty cheap when you're holding it, but visually, it passes a pretty good visual inspection. So here's what you do. You get a big frame, okay? You put this in the middle of the frame, and you put these banners on the sides of the map. So you got this here, and then you got the country banners hanging around the sides of it. That's what you do. That would be cool. That'd be a cool piece. I would need to figure out how to do that piece, But that would be a cool way to display all of this in a way, and it would also tie itself together really cool. And if you wanted, now to make the frame even more complicated, if you wanted, you could also put in there one of the other items that is in this box. Here, let me put this away so it doesn't get dirty or anything like that. But one of the other things that you could display alongside all that, work with me here. It's like, but I'm sticky. There we go. Is these. So these are super cool. I like the Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition. Thankfully, has some really cool stuff in it. You need a big frame and some cutouts. Exactly, Athena. These are pins. Let me pull these out so you can see them easier. So these are like clothes pins that you can just like pin onto your shirt. And I don't have the best camera to show you. But they are pins of all of the icons. So, like, here, I can pull one off. I'll pull Shiva off since her color is blue and it seems to stand out pretty good against the silver. And I'll see if I can't get the camera to see it well enough. Come on, focus, bitch. He's like, I don't know what that means. You're focusing just fine on my hand, but not on this. Anyway, I'm trying. So yeah, it's all of the icons. So we got, let me put this back in here. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, so we got Phoenix, spin, Shiva. Who is that one? Ramu. Bahamut, Garuda, Titan, Odin, Ifrit. Again, still missing water, right? That's one of the things we've been noticing throughout the whole game. There's 8 elements. There's supposed to be one icon for each element. Water is absent. There is nobody. There's ice. Shiva's here for ice, but there is no water. There's no Leviathan or anything like that. Very curious. Very curious. Now, these actually kind of come in their own... Uh-oh. Can I get them back in there? These actually kind of came in their own little display case. See, it's got like little filigree designs around the sides. And then a whole bunch of warnings on the back. Oh, it has a little stand. Here, check this out. Yeah, it's got a little plastic push out. If I can do it, if I'm not too terribly inept. I'm pretty inept, okay? Like, I'm pretty inept. I got one of them. Can you stand with one? Okay, it can stand with one of them. Fuck! It can fall forward with one of them. Alright, what is this? Is this another game case? I got 3 game cases for one game. Water is on break because of union rules. The water icon's gonna be the final boss. It is another steel case. I have 3 cases for one disc now. So here's this one. It's got like this raised embossed Clive on the back with just the logo on the other side. Yeah. So we got fucking sick. We got 3 cases now for one game. I don't know what to do with these. All right, goodbye. Get out of here. You know, the little box that all these goodies came in is also kind of cool. Like, okay, and now for the big one, which is in this big old box still. Let me see if I can get it out in a reasonable way. Oh, here. You won't be able to see it super well because it's all wrapped in plastic. Ah! It's fine. I still got it. All right, here we go. And you still won't be able to see it very well because it's hidden in all that plastic. Look at all this waste destroying the environment. Okay, it's all taped up. Where'd I put my knife? Don't scare us like that. I love plastic. So does the planet. I mean, the planet gave us plastic, so clearly that must be an argument for its love of plastic, right? Why would the planet have stuff that can allow us to make plastic if it didn't want us to have it? Right? You just mentioned toxic love, Athena. This thing does not smell well. This smells toxic. Like, this does not smell pleasant. Woo! Alright. In fact, it actively smells bad. Alright, are you taped on the sides? Or do I just get to pull you? Nope, you're taped. They gotta make sure that nothing moves. No movement allowed. Are you taped on the bottom? How about the top? Okay. Gently, carefully, gently. I don't know where I put this. Excuse me. Carefully. Is there... Yep, there is support plastic. This thing is very light. I'm surprised at how light this is. Like, legitimately. Compared to, like, even REM sitting right here that you can't really see, this thing is super light. But this is the main piece of the collector's edition. If I can get this thing in frame reasonably. This is Ifrit taking on Phoenix. You know, I didn't learn until, like, very recently in the last handful of years that it is pronounced Ifrit and not Ifrit. Does it light up? No, it does not. Certainly looks like it could have, though, doesn't it? Like, I could definitely see them putting, like, a couple LEDs, just, like, one in Phoenix's body and one in Ifrit's body, and it'd make both of them glow. But no, it does not. There is no lighty uppies at all, but I'll try and get this another good little view in here. Ooh, gotta be careful. That moves a little more than I would like it to. Oh, Phoenix's whole tail just kind of wiggles. I'm trying to show this to you without, like this whole tail piece. It's pretty thin, so I'm not super surprised, but does mean that you should probably be pretty careful with it. But yeah. So here's the main piece de resistance. Pretty good size. Square Enix, your taxes are dumb. I've talked previously about the Square Enix tax, and I will say that, like, was this worth the price of the collector's edition? Probably not. Probably not. Do I regret buying it? Absolutely not. I love Final Fantasy something fierce on an insane level. And we're probably somewhere around, like, I don't know, 33% of the way through Final Fantasy 16 over here. And this game has already made me cry so many times, and it's really, really good, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So I don't regret having this piece of memorabilia for it in the slightest. It's super cool. But Square Enix, your taxes are dumb, and you guys did me wrong on shipping. Holy God, the price that they charged me to get it to my house. You're disgusting. But this stuff is super cool. I would like to actually try and figure out how to make, like, a frame or something for that map and the banners, because I think that'd be pretty neat to have. I got to figure out where I'm going to put Ifrit and Phoenix, but yeah. They decided to change the pronunciation from Final Fantasy 16. Did they? I'm pretty sure it was pronounced Ifrit even in Final Fantasy 14. But and 15? I don't know. I mean, it's only fairly recently that we had people, verbally pronouncing this stuff anyway. Yeah, super cool. I'm glad it made it here. I'm glad it made it here in one piece. I'm still impressed by how cool this box is. Am I right? Like, man, this thing's cool. Yeah. All right. Well then. Onwards and upwards. Now we just wait for the collector's edition for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Because there's no way I'm not buying that. My collector's edition for Final Fantasy VII Remake is right behind that screen. That curtain right there, it's sitting there. So yeah, when they announce the collector's edition for that, don't worry. I'll buy that one and we'll check that one out too. But for now, we'll just enjoy Final Fantasy 16 because it's really incredible and great. So, yeah.